Bonjour, my name is Andrea, and this is High Literature, a program where I introduce stories and art to you, the viewer. I am in Paris. I landed this morning from Athens, Greece. So yeah, with that being said, I'm doing a little European vacation for myself. As I've mentioned before, I've got some health issues and I have a pretty big surgery coming up in July. That's going to be putting me out of commission for 6 weeks, according to the doctor. That's what the recovery time is going to be. So, she recommended that if I wanted to go on any trips, I should do that before the surgery. So I thought I would treat myself to, coming out to Europe. I haven't been since my early 20s, so it's been about 20 years. And the last time I came out, I went to Budapest and Vienna and Prague, Italy, Switzerland. I visited a lot of places, but this time I went to Athens and it was amazing. The water, the motivation for Athens, I really wanted to just like my like happy place, or whatever you want to call it, as far as nature is concerned. I just love so much swimming in beautiful blue, clean ocean water. And I usually go to the Caribbean, but I wanted to do something different, go somewhere I've never been before, and settled on Greece. And also, of course, because of cats. Apparently Greece is just covered in cats, and it turns out that is the absolute truth. If you are a cat lover, go to Athens. They are everywhere. My first night there, when I was having dinner, I was literally like flanked by cats. I had a cat on either side of me, just laying there, hanging out. I'm just like feeding them morsels, and it was just wonderful. And I had a really great time. Saw a lot of ruins. Had a couple of bummer experiences. As I was saying, I was really just wanting to get in the ocean, and I had booked this island hopping excursion, and the day before the trip, I got an email canceling because of weather. It was a beautiful day, but it was pretty windy, which was the reason for the cancellation. They said that the winds were too high, so that was very disappointing. But on my last day, I took a cab out to a public beach, and God, that water was just so beautiful. It was freezing. It was so cold. I was not expecting that. I have never gotten into cold ocean water that quickly. I was just so determined to just get my swim on, and I just thought to myself, if I just swim, I'll eventually warm up. That did not happen, and I felt better about it when I saw like so many. Everybody. There was this moment where there was this woman who was there with her pit, this beautiful pit bull, and she had this like kind of like I can't recall the name of it. I'm so tired, you guys. We'll keep it simple. She had a tennis ball that she was throwing for the dog, and you know how like when you throw a ball and a body of water for a dog, that dog is just going to go charging into that water and get that ball. It was like something out of a cartoon. That dog went running into the water, and as soon as he hit the water, he was like, no. So I felt a little like vindicated seeing even the dog was like, damn, that is freezing. And I was very proud of myself. I swam a lot. I swam back and forth all the way out to the buoys, back, you know, just up and down, left and right. And after a while I was like, I can't take this anymore. I'm freezing. And so I got out. But it was beautiful, and I really loved, like, it wasn't like a sandy beach, it was pebbly. And I was just sitting on the shore and just digging my hands into the ground and just pulling up just constantly, you know, just over and over again, just these beautiful handfuls of just tiny, shiny, beautiful pebbles. It was just so cool looking. And I just wanted to like take a handful home, but I didn't. But yeah, it was a great time, and I'm in Paris now, and I got this vintage dress in Athens, and I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then I found this cool bomber jacket that is vintage Vans. As you guys know, if you follow my Instagram, my parents, we had a skateboard shop, comic book skateboard shop. So when I saw this, I was just like, yes, because guess what? It's kind of chilly here. It was quite warm in Athens. It was always in the high 70s, low 80s, and here in Paris, it's in the low 60s. So that was a dramatic temperature change, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta get something, because I packed pretty light, like as far as, you know, kind of clothes I brought. And I passed this vintage store and was like, all right, let's see what they got. And I got this jacket, and I love it, and it's perfect. It fits me perfect. It's so warm. And I also got a bunch of dresses, but we're not going to dig into that because this is not a fashion channel. And the only reason I share this is because it's a skateboarding jacket, and I mean, I'm wearing the dress, so I may as well show it to you. But while I was in Athens, holy God, there are just street vendors everywhere. And Sunday, I thought was going to be kind of quiet. I thought it would be like a big church day. Sunday was the busiest day of all, and so many street vendors. And I actually managed to find one that had comic book long boxes. So I got to do comic book diving in Athens next to ruins. It was so cool. I wanted so badly to like set up a video and like show, you know, the box diving by these ruins, and it was just too busy and crazy and hectic. It would have been just really obnoxious and just ridiculous for me to try and do, so I did not. But yeah, I got to do some comic book diving. Obviously, you know, there were so many vendors, so many bookstores, so many booksellers, and it was, you know, all in Greek. But I found 2 long boxes of American comics. It was a comic book lover's dream come true and worst nightmare at the same time. Dream come true because how cool is it to go long box diving in Athens? Super cool. But worst nightmare because, oh my God, you know, when you're like digging through comic boxes and the comics are upside down, backwards, like they're, you know, they weren't in a uniform like row in the box of just so you could do this. It was just this constant like and like trying to figure out like what is what. And they were packed so tight in, you couldn't really move it. And like I said, it was just, you know, usually when I'm in that situation, I'll just like pull a bundle out and set it to the side to give myself a little like room to dig through. And there was just, you couldn't do that in this setting. It was just too crazy and busy, and you know, just people like looking through books. I was the only one interested in the comics. And so yeah, dream come true, long box diving, old American comics in Athens, but worst nightmare because packed in so tight and upside down and backwards the majority of the time. But I did manage to get through all the 2 boxes that they had, And it was interesting. Most of the comics were in pretty bad condition, and a lot of just repeat titles. I would have been, I would have struck gold if I was like a Harbinger fan, which I'm not. So, um, but it was interesting. It created this setting, I guess you could say, where because it was such slim pickings, I got stuff that I probably normally wouldn't have because, well, one, like, it was a hot day and I had seen this vendor like my first night there when I was flanked by the cats eating dinner. But as I found them, they were closing up. So I had to come back, and when I came back, the comics weren't there. So I had to ask him. I was like, "Oh, the comics! Like, where are the boxes of comics?" And he was like, "Oh, I'll send the guy to get them from the warehouse." And I was like, "Oh God!" And so he sends this guy they work together, and he has like this little trolley, and he goes to get these long boxes, and he's gone for a while. And so I felt bad, he went to all the trouble. So I was like, I gotta buy something. But so with that being said, I found some good finds. That sounded ridiculous. I cannot tell you how tired I am. And I got a super early morning tomorrow. And I'm having a hot flash right now, so I'm gonna take this off. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, but yeah, found some cool comics, and we're gonna dig into those now. I wanted to take a picture of this guy. I am not kidding when I say he looked straight up, not kidding you, like a Kurt Vonnegut doppelganger. I mean, when I first saw him, I did a double take. It was like, oh my God. Like, I wanted to ask him, has anybody ever told you like Kurt Vonnegut? It just seems like he probably, like, I wonder if he hears that a lot, being a book vendor, and Vonnegut, being a prominent author, but at the same time, I'm not in the States. I don't know. I didn't ask. So we'll never know. But the man looked straight up like Kurt Vonnegut. So these are the comics I got. Let's see here. So I don't know if I can talk about this or not. Whatever. I'm tired. I don't care. Yeah, they don't care. So I recently did an episode with Ridiculous History. I don't think it's out yet. About the history of like the making of Batman and Bob Kane and Bill Finger, that whole story. And as I was researching this story, come to find out that Bob Kane, his original concept of Batman was this character who wore like an all red leotard and had like these bat wings, and he had like this little like domino mask. It was just very strange looking. And it was Bill Finger who took Bob Kane's original lousy concept and changed it to the character that everybody knows today. And it was just really surprising. I didn't know that. I learned a lot of things researching this particular story. A lot of it made me cry. It's oh my God, Bill Finger. But that being said, when I saw this, it just cracked me up. I had to get it. I've never seen this before. instead of the Dark Knight, it's Dark Light, and he's in an all red uniform. Look at this. Has anybody ever seen this? What the hell is this? Yeah, this, when I saw this, I was like, what the? And it was just kind of strangely serendipitous, considering that, I just did this episode about everything I just said. So yeah, I just had to grab this. How funny is this? Look at this. And the back is interesting. Blackthorn Comics. That caught my eye, obviously, because of the Shogun character, John Blackthorn. I guess I'm never going to get my book back. I'm so tired. And I'll just have to buy another copy. But yeah, Blackthorn is the protagonist in James Clavell's Shogun. And I love that book so much. I can't tell you how many times I've read it. And then I lent it to somebody who expressed interest in it. And he told me he read it. And I asked for it back. And asked for it back. And it just never happened. So enjoy, Stormy. I hope you read it over and over again like I did. And yeah, so this is Blackthorn Publishing for this bizarre comic. This is going to be a really interesting read. Let's see here. Never seen this before. This is an Epic Comics comic book, and it's Mobius's Airtight Garage, The Elsewhere Prince. What is this? And here's the back. Got a little damage here, but whatever. What is this? Elsewhere Prince, issue 6. Yeah, this thing is toe up, but whatever. The writer, Mobius, R.J.M. L'Officier, and the art, Eric Shanor. This came out October 1990. What the hell? What is going on in this? This is so weird, you guys. The art's really cool. Y'all, these I can't believe, this guy is a true hoarder. I can't believe they still had these. I mean, and when I say had these, I mean these long boxes. They, my fingers were gray after digging through these boxes. It was just so old and so dusty and so dirty. But, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. That is very adult. I'm not going to show that. You know what? I'll pull this out of the bag, see what this is all about. Let's go back to old Dark Light here. The parody. They say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I haven't heard what they say about parodies, but it certainly can't be all good. In this case, however, the issue is attempting to take a lighter look at a very well done, very serious character. As you can see from the work inside, the interpretations can take on many forms. Some of us went for the feel, while some went with the title itself. There were others who went after the history of the character and or the artist. In any event, I think they all worked well. This month, Hal Lane, Fred Hembeck, and William Van Horn make their laugh and gas debuts with some very funny stuff. Van Horn can be read in Blackthorn's bi-monthly comic Nervous Rex. Regulars Dave Garcia, Chenin Parsonovich, and cover artist Andy Ice return for more, and I'm still here, so I'm doing something right. Cliff McGillivray, editor. This is 1986. He is a shadow. He moves swiftly, delicately across the rooftops. Like a giant bat, he glides across the horizon, seeking vengeance. He is justice. He is retribution. He is the Dark Knighty. So it looks like there are several shorts in here, and they're all like parodying Batman in some way, shape, or form. How cool. Oh wow, yep, there's got some Frank Miller Dark Knight action going on here. This is so funny. Oh my god, I'm so glad I found this. The Legend of the Bath Knight. This is great. Cold-blooded chameleon commandos. Okay. Look at this ad. Stark terror, added thrills, and a spine-tingling experience. The crisis on too many gosh darn Bat Earths is over. No one remembers but me, and even my memory's not what it used to be. Oh my god, this is so cool. I've never heard of this before. So that's got to be what this cover is. It's that wasn't a coincidence. Looks like we got a little Bela Lugosi action here. This is too effing cool. What in the hell is going on? You guys, look at this. Look at this. This is just too funny. Are you kidding me? What a find. So this story, I was saying got some Bela Lugosi action. Devil Bat Triumphant was brought to you by Hal Lane, story and art, Matt Rollwagon lettering, and jungle embellishment by Emil Novak. Because I never ink vines. Get it? Because I never drink wine. Or, yeah, you know what. I don't. Oh my god, here we go. Yeah, we can. There you go. That's funny. How cute. Clever, clever, clever. Ye Old Dark Knight returneth, another Mock Miller masterpiece. made mainly for money by Don Chin, writer, and Parsanovich, artist. By here, I'll just let you read it. There we go. I've had very little sleep. Long story short, I don't even have the energy to tell a short story. We're just going to focus on the comics. Long story, super short. I've had very little sleep. I'm running on fumes, as they say. And I have a very, very early morning. I got to get up at 5:30 a.m. to catch a train to Mont Saint-Michel. Another find. Number 8 of Mr. X. The Return of Mr. X. That's what's on the back. Now, this caught my eye for one reason and one reason only. Gilbert Hernandez. And that's really all I can say, because I'm exhausted and my brain is just a bowl of scrambled eggs right now. But Gilbert Hernandez is what motivated me to pick this up. October 1986. Oh, this looks so cool. Look at this. It reminds me of Grendel. Doesn't that look like some Matt Wagner Grendel business here? That looks so cool. Neato. Interesting. We've got letters here from Mr. X. Just a few pages into the comic. You don't see that often. It's usually towards the end. Mark Sorbel, he did this really, he did this comprehensive Hernandez Brothers book, and he also did something for Mr. X, and the cover for Mark's Mr. X work is a take on this here. This is cool. I like this. And the elevator. This is so cool. I really love this art. I love comic ads. Isn't that cool? Oh, neat. Mr. X merch. You can get buttons, you can get t-shirts, posters, and they all look rad. I want all the posters, and I want that button, and I want that shirt. Cool. Via photo. Turn your pictures into postcards, but they crossed out pictures and put comics with an X. Neat. Look at that. Very cool. Very cool. God. This bag is toast. I'm not putting that back in there. Now, this. Very strange. I've never seen this before. It is a slave labor graphics comic. And it's called Little Ronzo in Slumberland. What is this? What is this? First, the little Nemo font caught my eye. And then I was like, what company is this? And I was like, oh my God, it's Slave Labor Graphics. Have you guys ever seen this before? I've never seen this before. There's more slave labor graphics. Like when I think slave labor graphics, I think, you know, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, Squee, God, Money, and Country. This is so funny. What is going on here? Little Ronzo in Slumberland. Wrote and drawed by Jim Bino. God bless Ralph Amaro for helping out. Number 1. 1987. Published by Slave Labor Graphics. All rights reserved. 1987 by Slave Labor Graphics, but labor is spelled wrong. So we've got a typo. Distributors, Bud Plant. Wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. Capital City, Andromeda, Diamond. Oh, the drama. Southern Fantasies, Comics Hawaii, Destiny, Second Genesis, Friendly Frank, Superhero Enterprises, Comics Unlimited, Multibook, and Six. Six is spelled Syyx. Slave Labor Graphics Staff. Graphic Production Manager, Ed Savage, and then in parentheses, by all. And then at the bottom it says, a note from Ed. It's been fun helping put out these books for your enjoyment. I hope you will continue to buy and enjoy slave labor's fine books. Interesting. I was wondering if you could do me a favor. With the current state of the comic book market, it has become increasingly difficult to judge whether the sales figures on our books accurately reflect the readership of our comics. Boy, the only way for us to judge how we are doing and whether we should bother to continue doing it is by the mail that we get. And to be quite honest, we haven't been getting a lot of mail lately. So if some of you would take a moment and drop us a line and let us know how we are doing, it would help. Some of the things that we are interested in finding out about are if anyone has had a hard time finding our books, if your local store still stocks them or not, how you found out about a specific title, how you find out about new comics from small publishers in general, and any ideas that you might have to give our little company some added exposure. I am also compiling a list of the 10 best songs to make out to. So write in and let us know what you think. Oh my God, you guys, I could cry. But I'm not going to cry. I think I'm too tired to cry. Wow. That's how tired I am. That is a heavy statement right there that I could wax on about forever. But I'm not. This is so cool. ICPA, Independent Comic Publishers Association. This definitely gives me Johnny the Homicidal Maniac feels in a... This is so bizarre. I feel like I feel delirious right now. This is so cool. What a find. Ooh, buddy. This is wild. Oh my god, this is crazy. Welcome to California, and then parentheses, dude. This is... There's a really cool splash page here. Look at that. This reminds me of so many different things, but I can't even begin to break it down because scrambled eggs. Wow. Very cool. Ah, look what I found. It is beat to shit, but I grabbed it. Got another Cerebus. Don't have this one. And yeah, it is toe up. But hey man, you see a random Cerebus issue in a long box at this crazy bazaar in Athens, Greece. You grab it, even if it's toe up. And the interior's fine. It's just the cover that's falling apart. Whatever. I can still read it. This looks so cool. What is going on? I don't know. I never had my Cerebus Sunday. There is an official Cerebus toy. How about that? Why not? Of course there was. The letters column. Ah. Couple, I think I have this issue already, but I just grabbed it because why not? So we've got a Doom Patrol and another Doom Patrol. So I found a couple Doom Patrols here. Very cool. Got a Brian Michael Bowen cover here. Da, 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 da. And then a Bob Fingerman cover here. Do, 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 do. Nancy Collins' Swamp Thing Annual #7 with the cover by Charles Fess. Children's Crusade. It's no fairy tale. I've actually never read Doom Patrol, and I've never seen the show. I'm very curious. I think with these two comics that I found, I probably have like 5 or 6 Doom Patrol comics, so getting there slowly but surely. Now, I normally probably wouldn't have picked this up, but as I was saying before, you know, slim pickings, so I was like, why not? This is called, it's a DC title, and it's called The Hacker Files. And the cover is so weird. Have any of you guys ever seen this before? I've never seen this before. Moving into theaters this summer, single white female, Bridget Fonda and Jennifer Jason Leigh. love these old movie ads. Obviously, this is about hackers. What? Movie card ad for Batman Returns. Cute. Hackers. Type it away. Looks like they're busting a hacker, and gotta love his anarchist t-shirt there. Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of this before. This just caught my eye. I don't know, something about the art. Oh my god, these bags. I'm gonna have to wash my hands after this. They are so dirty. Ew. Come on now. There we go. Ugh. Number 2, Rion 2990. I don't know what this is, but I liked the cover. Stop the arms race. A majority of Americans want the United States and the Soviet Union to stop the nuclear arms race. They have said so at the ballot box and in many opinion surveys. Congress should enact this mandate now by passing a resolution asking the U.S. and the USSR to negotiate a verifiable freeze on testing, production, and deployment of nuclear weapons as the first step toward reducing the arsenals on both sides. Summer 1986. I feel like everything that I've pulled out and showed so far is from 86. 1 of 4. Our story thus far. Light years away on a planet called Beta Orionis, a highly advanced race of humans debate whether to save the Earth by peaceful means or simply take over. After siding with Councilman Lord Aran, the Council sends Aran and his son Rion to Earth to offer to the people of Earth all the scientific and philosophical advances. Upon reaching the Earth, however, the store ship of Lord Aran is thought to be an attack of some sort and is shot down. Earthlings. The only survivor is the young boy Ryan. Ryan? I don't know how I'm saying that. Unfortunately, the army has found Ryan and is heading for him. However, both are unaware of the third party that has witnessed the whole situation and wants Ryan for himself. Interesting. Some of the art. Oh. Robotech. Last one. This is an Archie Adventure Series comic. It's not an Archie comic, though. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' Mutant Universe Sourcebook. What is this? I've never seen this before. It's Archie Adventure Series, Sourcebook, giant gatefold poster inside. I can't wait to see what this is all about. And, you know, some Captain Crunch. Oh, interesting. This fell out. $19.94. There's the poster in here. The poster is in here. This is awesome. Oh my God. How cool is this? This is so neat. I love this. This reminds me of, like, you know, like D&D source books and stuff like that. With like all the stats and background info of different characters and creatures and villains and monsters, and all in alphabetical order. Demoness of Yomi, Dunder and Grundle. Future TMNTs, aka 21st Century Ninja Turtles. Neato. Guys, this is so neat. Can you believe it? History. Can you believe it? Has two of the toughest jobs in the world. She's the mother of a young child and an officer on the New York City police force. First appearance, TMNT Special number 7. And then in the middle, where the poster is, the Kraken. Home base, a tomb beneath the ocean floor. Kid Cortex. What is this? What is this? Kid Cortex. Okay. I want to wash my hands. Oh my God, they are so dirty. I can't believe how dirty these comics are. I wonder. Awesome. We got a Shredder update. Real name, Oroku Saki. Height, 6'6". Damn, that's a tall Japanese man. Weight, 280 pounds. He's huge. Hair black, eyes black. Home base, New York City of the future. Updated history. Since last he was seen, Shredder teamed up with Verminator X and Armagon. Verminator sought the Shredder out because Saki possessed one of 3 crystal eyes of Sarnath. In order to escape the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder allowed Armagon to transport him into the future using a time slip the Land Shark had stolen from the future Donatello. Shredder joined Verminator and Armagon in their quest to perfect the time slip time machine. This is reminding me of John Bly and the Orb and the Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. I think I'm like officially delirious. Being tired. What personal goals Shredder hoped to attain with this alliance remain unclear. Oh, good. Although the word immortality was mentioned. Fortunately, the present-day Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles teamed up with the future Mutant Ninja Turtles to foil the villains' plans. Shredder and his cohorts lost the time slip to the Turtles and their allies. This is so... Yeah, this is The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., which I think came out in the same year. No, it came out in 93 and ended in 94. Unfortunately, I think, in the confusion of the fight, Shredder escaped to plague the heroes another day. However, until he finds a new way home, Shredder is still trapped in the future. Living in the future, Shredder has access to an array of fantastic new weapons in addition to those he already had. Uh-oh. Fortunately, he currently has no way to return to the present and use them. Rad. I got this awesome Shredder illustration here. Did not know he was 6'6". That is a big bad villain. Very cool. And a Sega Genesis ad for Beauty and the Beast. Love it. I love it. So yeah, these were my comic finds. Ah! Come back. My little TMNT sourcebook bookmark. That's what that's going to be. Oh my god. Thank you guys for hanging out. I am going to end this here because I need to pack for my early morning. Yeah. Okay. Bon nuit.